Hi Max, how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Good, good. So yeah, I thank you for taking your time and coming here. I went through the different documents that you sent me regarding your company, your performances, and I met with a lot of your clients. I met with a lot of your uh, staff as well. I got to know about what they think about the company, and I must say that like you have built a quite a good reputation for your company within the last few years. I mean, you have very loyal customers. Your staff are actually pretty happy to be here. They feel they feel proud about the work that they do. That's a good thing, which you don't generally find. But there were also areas where I saw that where there was a lot of work that needs to be done. The company has become such where where it has been working, but if you want to take over your competitors, if you want to go ahead in the market, there are a few changes that I felt we should be doing in the company. So I'll be sending you an email which has all the details of what are the plans that we're planning or what we are planning to implement. Can get through it and let me know what you think about it, what are your priorities, and
Okay,
we can start
it
working.
sounds good. Yeah, I need all the help we can get to grow our business.
Okay. So as you mentioned, and also as you mentioned to me that sales is an area which is your biggest concern. If I'm get me if I'm not wrong. So I also looked at your sales team, and what I felt is that your team is very strong as a technical company, but we also need to think as a sales company. Every company at the end has one big problem, and that's getting sales. And sometimes you need people who understand sales than people who understand technology. So
Okay.
I would say that as I mentioned to you that what I found to be the top priority areas, which would be so first thing is what we need a dedicated marketing and sales team for the company, which
Sure.
I feel that hasn't been one top I think one of the primary concerns. So we need people, our sales teams and our marketing team. They need to be comprised of people from tech because obviously our product is something which is very technical and it needs people who understand technology. So we need the mix of those people. So we need some people who have the strong sales and marketing background, who know the trends of today, who know how to use social media, who know how to use Instagram and all for getting things viral. And we also we need salespeople, people who are capable at generating leads, following up and closing them. And we also need people who understand technology. So we could actually create a dedicated sales team which would have a mix of these.
Okay. And how do you suggest we do that?
So I think what we need is we need people who we would have to probably do a bit of recruiting where we might have to. So what we could do is probably I could for now on a contractual basis we could you could hire few contractual salespersons from my team as well, who could initially let you get started and start with getting interviews and getting your team up and running in speed, and then probably you can slowly start hiring from the market, and you can fill it up those positions. But I feel because it has what has become is we know people who the team has got very unidirectional mindset. We can say that everyone thinks only about technology. We don't sometimes when we become too technical, what happens is we don't understand whether how the technology is going to impact the customers or how the tech customers perceive those technology.
Okay. So one of my concerns with that is so I definitely agree with you that we need to close deals and we need sales tactics to do that. But our customers are also very tech savvy. Most of them that we deal with have PhDs and masters in chemical engineering. And if we put a sales guy without that technical expertise in front of them, it might hurt our confidence in terms of our knowledge.
Okay, so exactly this is where what I intended is we need a mixture of the team. So whenever we have a new lead or anything being generated, obviously as you mentioned, you have some very good customers, loyal customers
Yeah.
who like your product, who have you have a very loyal following and all. So that's
Hmm.
good. But what happens is whenever we are going to any new customers, you need both. You need a sales guy and you need a person who can explain the technology to the customers. The customer might not probably the first meeting they would want to know about the product and technology,
Okay.
and but on the follow-up part I mean I don't think
Yeah.
that's the best part, a place where a tech guy
Yeah.
can do. You can use his knowledge in other places. As you mentioned, you are a very technically driven company. Also, product development is something that's
Yes.
very prime of it. So you can actually use those resources. So you could, once you reach out to the customer, you have your tech guy, your tech consultants going out and explaining the product, explaining the benefits and everything. And then once that lead is generated, from there the follow up and the closing is something that we would want the sales guy to be doing, because they are good at that. They
Okay.
might not be good at
Yeah.
understanding technology, but they're good at closing deals.
So are you saying that, are you recommending that I hire a couple of sales focused people on our team? We're on a tight budget, so like how do we work this out? What do you recommend?
So the documents that I have sent you over the mail, so that has sort of the breakup and other financial breakup and other things, which we have. I had got my consultants do it for me. So what basically what we plan to do is, we plan to initially start with a 3-member sales team, whose primary work would be to generally reach out to your customers, and then probably organize meetings, one-to-one meetings, and there you can have your tech consultants going on. And then I'm sure that with the amount of growth in the business that we are expecting from this change, that will be able to cover up the extra
Okay.
budgetary expense that you're going to have, and still we'll be able to surpass our goals for this year.
Okay. All right. I'll take a look at that.
Sure. Great. Sure. And if you can just have a look at the document, and please let me know if you have any more concerns or anything. And as you mentioned about the social media and all, I think the dedicated team that we'll be creating, they should be able to take care of all of it, because we need to now also have a team where we are not just operating within United States, but we also need to make it global. We need to make the company which has a good technical like global presence, which you have on social media platforms. I mean, as I saw one example where your team gave a very good demonstration of how on a call how they can close a deal. That is something, you need it on blogs. You need people to reach, you need traffic to be generated. So this is something, I think within the first 2 weeks, one thing that I would like to do is also, as I had mentioned in the document that I had sent, is that we want to revamp your web page. So we'll be having our consultants come in, and web developers, and they'll kind of rework your web page, modernize it, give it more of touch, where you have social media elements added to it, you have some blog posts and other things which could actually generate traffic to your web page, and I think they'll have some good positive results.
Okay. So yeah, sounds great. So I'll take a look at the document.
Sure, that'll be great.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Sure, thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.